Hey guys, welcome back to Godzillathon. Um, I'm really sorry. Yes, I did another delay. Before I had to go leave. I already came back a few days ago. But and for the reason there is one reason I wanted to delay this one, and I wanted to skip it honestly because this oh my god, I can't. I just can't. Right now, I'm in the house by myself. Um, and I'm glad no one's around, and I had to complain big time. It's so awful. It's so awful I had to do this, but yes. Hello, this is SB Goji fan again, and honestly, you're gonna hear me suffer big time by watching this film. Or no, reviewing it. So we are now on episode 10 of Godzillathon, and that is All Monsters Attack, also known as Godzilla's Revenge. Oh God! God. I can't believe I'm doing this piece of shit. And the previous film was directed by ISHIRO Honda. He was really good at making that movie. But of course, he made a Godzilla movie. This one, actually. And, I, I can't. I can't. By the way, listen. This is not the only kaiju film to feature like all stock footage copied from bad films into this one, which makes it even worse. Um, I believe it was Gamera, the super monster. Wait, no, not the super monster. I don't know which Gamera film it was, but it's one of the Showa Gamera films. And that movie came out a few years later after this, and it was bad enough, but it's not even as terrible as annoying as this one. Oh my god. I mean, I just can't. I wanted to skip this movie, but it's a sacrifice. I took notes on it, and it's kind of unfair for me to do it, but let's begin. So first off, the opening credits. Oh my god, that's a horrible song. Oh Jesus, that song is That is disgustingly bad. And after that awful intro, the main theme, honestly, um, we get into a city and we first meet like a kid, like taking a field trip. One of the kids is actually the main character. His name is Ichiro Miki, played by Tomo Tomonori Yazaki. I think that's his name. Honestly, to be honest here, I think the Japanese version of this kid, I like his voice so much. I really do, and I hope to God I want to find that guy, that guy who voiced him in the American version. I want to break his neck. I fucking hate him so much. Oh God. Anyway, so they were trying to do some kind of weird kind of field tripping things, and Ichiro is obsessed with Monster Island, and he wants to join in with some monsters like Minya, for example. Um, it's so weird that you get to that he has some obsession with Minya and stuff, and also I never get to mention this earlier. This movie is actually like in the previous film Destroy All Monsters. It gets kids' attention about loving Godzilla and everything, but when this movie came out, this movie was actually aimed towards children, and it was like, what? Um, it's so awkward that it has to become some kind of weird message about dealing with bullies and everything. I mean, it's so weird. So weird. I mean, it's kind of weird. So anyway, he goes into every day. He comes home. Blah 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 blah. The family empty. A family's empty apartment. Some bullshit thing or whatever. And then which leads to the point of the main thing about this film is a message about bullies and everything that you gotta fight back. Really, really running for bullies and stuff like some kind of shitty thing like with the main bully, who was played by Jun Hunichi Ito. That's the actor's name of the main bully, named Sanko Gabara. Plot twist. You'll see. We'll get to that thing in a moment soon. He Ichiro escapes from these bullies. He hates bullies and stuff like that. And every time he sleeps, he dreams about Monster Island, which we're gonna go to the one we're starting with in the film. He dreams about looking at Monster Island and stuff. He sees Godzilla battling Kamacuras, which, by the way, that's a stock footage of Son of Godzilla. Which, yes, the monsters that you could see back there, right, aside from Godzilla or Minya, you see monsters that were completely recycled footage from other films. Kamacuras recycled from Son of Godzilla. Ibra recycled from Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster alongside the giant condor. And also Kumonga recycled footage from Son of Godzilla also. And there's other ones that came out of nowhere, like Anguirus recycled from Destroy All Monsters. Gorosaurus recycled from Destroy All Monsters, or something like that. Varan recycled from Destroy All Monsters. I think Baragon was there, recycled from Destroy All Monsters. I mean, what was that? That was stupid. Why would Toho ever do this? ISHIRO Honda, what were you thinking right there? So Godzilla defeated those monsters with the same bullshit recycled footage, and what's the only difference is the music, which is clunky. The clunky ass music really makes it worse. So moving on, with all that bullshit and thing, blah 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 blah, then Ichiro actually meets Minya, which actually could change size. I have no idea why would he dream about that. But even weirder, he could talk too.
Godzilla says that I should learn to fight my own battles, you know.
Yeah. That is awkward. That is one of the most awkward lines I've ever seen. Actually, the voice makes it even worse. That is gross. Like, that is completely annoying right there. Moving on. After the bullshit thing, blah 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 blah, he comes back from sleeping, blah blah blah. He goes outside and he starts humping on someone's car. Wow. Never, that's a new thing. I never saw that's the first time I ever saw a kid in a film that starts humping on a car. That is pretty bisexual that I've never seen in my... Oh, wait, shit. There's kids watching this. Shit, I'm so sorry. Moving on. So, then comes the stupid thing. I just don't even understand. Blah, 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 blah. I don't get it. I don't care. But then he comes back into... Well, actually, there's kidnappers. Yes, there's kidnappers right there. And they just kidnap Ichiro. Blah, 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 blah. Look... Okay, listen, guys. I'm honestly not doing well onto reviewing this film because, one, I had to take a few notes that I'm just pretty careless with this movie. Like I said, this is one of those movies that I barely took notes perfectly, but it's most likely because I hate this movie. There are a few future show-up films I did notes on because I watched this movies a bunch of times and I love them so much, and they're featured wise, especially episodes 14 and 15, and then a bunch of movies They're also in the future. I gotta do might took notes on to study those soon. So yeah, there's gonna be more. Anyways, moving on. So he dreams about Monster Island again after being kidnapped, which is probably the ripoff. Like it's a ripoff. It's somewhat like a Home Alone style. I don't know. I don't know when did the Home Alone came out. I gotta watch. I gotta look up at the date. So yes, moving on. Yet, as I mentioned about the Minya talk thing, it's awful. You should watch the Japanese version. He sounds like a fucking baby, like usual. This one, he's like a mixed up between a an old her like an old man coupled with Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Yes, I made that shit up. He sounds too much like a fucking old man. It's so odd. It's so awful right there. Like, why would the American studio do that? That is very dumb. Fucking assholes. God. I mean, monsters talking, that's okay. Well, something that didn't come up well, which I'll get to that in the future wise. Then with after Godzilla, when Godzilla comes back from whatever, there's one. This design actually came from the previous film, and that's never recycled from other films. So that's the good news. But we meet a new monster. Oh shit! This new monster is actually based off of Ichiro's main bully who tried to pick up Ichiro. The same bully. His name is Gabara. Who else but Gabara? Wow, son of a bitch. So yeah, Gabara. Oh my god, that guy. So Gabara like fights Minya, and Minya gets his ass kicked. And there's one time that Minya jumps onto like whatever this thing is. It's one of those playground things. I don't even remember. And it flips Gabara around with like the camera spinning around instead of Gabara doing that. And Gabara landed. Blah blah blah. Godzilla forces his son to fight Gabara back, but then Minya tried, but Minya got his ass kicked. So Godzilla comes back to fight him, and yeah, and what can I say? It's dull. It's really dull. It's a weird fight, and it's a little bit quicker, really, and Gabara just retreats. After that bullshit, Ichiro wakes up from a warehouse with those kidnappers. He gets away by using like the that hose, whatever you call it, the fire extinguisher. That's what it is. He uses that to fight after thinking that the one of the kidnappers is Gabara, and boom. Then by the end of the movie, he faced off his bullies again, especially the main one, Sanko Gabara, and he beats him up with those weird shots of the scene, which is probably one of the worst endings I've ever seen. That is a lousy ending. Instead of this ending, maybe they should have used this for the ending. So, oh god, that's the end of the movie. Jesus Christ, what the hell have I been reviewing? What was I reviewing? Because that movie was fucking awful. It was fucking awful. I swear to God, I just want. By the time I finish watching this movie, the main thing I want to do is to grab a few hairs off of Ichiro's head, shove that damn thing down my throat, and choke to death on it. That's how fucking bad I hate this movie. Oh my god, that is just. I just can't stand this. I want to destroy it. I want to destroy this movie because it really, really destroyed my brain. So yeah, the characters. Well, music by what's his name again? Kunio Mayauchi. I don't even know who he is, but uh, I'm just careless about his music or her music, whatever. But thankfully, this movie's not even composed by Akira Kube, because why would he ever do that? So yeah. Cast member wise, Ichiro, I think he was okay. The Japanese version of Ichiro was better. The US version, you want to destroy him. And all the characters are bland. I'm just careless about these human characters in this movie, but whatever. So yeah, that movie really stinks for it. Now let's talk about the monsters. Let's start with my least favorite to the one we're talking about. And I'm gonna exclude these monsters that were in stock footages, like Kamakuras, Kamonga, and Anguirus and stuff, but let's just start with Gabara. Yeah, much like every fans, I do hate Gabara too. He is like part of my top 3 least favorite monsters. Probably second, and you already know what's my number 1. It's the giant condor. So Gabara, I mean, what can I say? This is one of the most pointless kaijus I've ever seen. Definitely hated by a bunch of fans. And for kaiju wise, yes, I'm gonna say that every kaijus hate Gabara because he sucks. He really sucks. I mean, think about it. What can I say? It's so weird that Gabara to me is more like a kaiju that's more like a wet, sticky, loud fart that has enough to flee from the room. So let's move to Minya. Minya, like I said, I'm really careless about him in this movie. I'm careless about how he was in the Showa. I don't like Minya. And the way he talks is very fucking creepy. It's so fucking awful. And let's just move on to Godzilla. Nothing else to say, but the costumes still reused from the previous film. Once, like I said. Oh, thank God. I mean, nothing I could say. What else can I say? It's kind of odd. So, bottom line, this movie really sucks. I hate it so bad. I just can't deal with this anymore. My rating for this movie, and yes, do not show this to anyone who are not Godzilla fans because this movie is fucking awful. I'm giving this movie a 0.5 stars out of 5. Dear Christ, no, 0.5 out of 10 actually, because we all know this movie is fucking bad. And I hope we can all forget this movie for good. So that's it, folks. I'll see you guys soon. And oh my god. Jesus, I'm leaving this film. I'm forgetting this film forever. So moving on to the next one. Thank God I'm moving on to Pollution Style. Thank God for that one. But still, not great. But hey, at least it's more enjoyable than this one. Alright, that's enough, folks. Bye.